When my father was young, he would accompany my grandfather from upcountry to Nairobi. And sometimes, as my grandfather went about his errands in Parliament, he could leave my dad behind for even a day or two. Now, as my father stayed behind alone, something strange used to happen in that house. He could literally hear footsteps walking back and forth in the hallway, yet he was alone. And sometimes those footsteps could be heard walking towards his room. Then it would open the door as if to check up on him, then shut it and leave. Now one day, my father's cousin slept in that house, and at night, the demonic spirit choked him, literally. He was sleeping and he felt hands on his neck trying to strangulate him. So he did what any other human being could do. He panicked so much so that he picked his mattress and his duvet, placed it at the front porch, and slept there. Now, based on my personal assessment of that story, the thing that was always patrolling up and down the hallway was an evil spirit, or if you'd like, a demon. And not just any demon, but a demon that was under contract to protect the home and its occupants. So clearly, somebody in that home was deep in witchcraft. It was either my grandfather or one of his 5 wives who were in agreement with the occult. And this is not the only story that I can share with you to prove that there was very deadly witchcraft in that family. At one point, one of my step-grandmothers visited us in Parklands. At this point, I was either very young or I wasn't even born. But anyway, long story short, she went for a long call on the cooking stove. And it was discovered by the house occupants in the morning that someone has taken a dump on the stove. Now, for those of you who've had homesteads for quite some years now, you'd know that you know everybody's behavior. You'll know child X is lazy. Anytime there's teacups and plates on the table, he's the culprit. You'll know the other one, XY, you know everyone's character. So when a new person enters the home and you see something strange, you won't be questioning amongst yourselves who did this. It is the new person who has joined you in your homestead. So one of my step-grandmothers went for a long call on the stove. You can imagine waking up and finding feces on your cooking stove. Now you tell me if that is not sorcery designed to bring havoc in a home or a marriage. People out here are very, very wicked. In fact, some of you who are looking to marry, please make sure you do due diligence. Investigate that other side of the family as if you're buying a piece of land. You know, when you're buying land, there's a process in the Ministry of Lands through Adisasa. You have to go see the piece of land, check the beacons through a surveyor, go online, do a search, find out who is the owner of this land and does it have any legal trouble. If you get red flags, you know there's a problem with this land, don't buy it. Then you go meet with the owner once again, have him produce his ID now that you already know his name via the portal. And that is when you can now begin to get in business with them. Lawyer to lawyer, you open an escrow account. Even as you're about to marry, please do those kind of due diligence. And it goes for anything. If you're trying to hire a maid, don't ask them, do you know how to cook ugali, chapati, beef? Probe even their religion. Don't bring a sorcerer into your house. Otherwise, if you marry based on looks, you might find everyone on the other side is a witch or a warlock. And you end up having demons walking up and down your hallway. And things are banging and clashing in the house when no one is awake. And even for those who are watching, who are either diviners, witch doctors, or you're a customer to those things, I want to read for you Leviticus chapter 20, verse 6, and I quote, "If a person turns to mediums and necromancers, whoring after them, I will set my face against that person and will cut him off from amongst his people." End of quote. You've literally heard God saying that anyone who is doing those things is whoring after them. That means you're essentially cheating on God, because that's what whoring is. In all honesty, it's not worth it, because in fact, at the end of the day, everything that you get from the devil comes at a hefty price. You want fame? He'll take your daughter or even your mother. You want riches? He might give it to you for 15 years, then strike you with cancer and you die. Those are the kind of deals that the devil gives. But something that God gives is not corrupted, and you will enjoy it till the end of your assigned time. We've been assigned 70 years on earth. Anything above that is a bonus. So you can imagine you get rich at 32, and that is the case until you are 82, without having to get cancer, without having to get any other problems. So these shortcuts of using evil spirits is terrible. You don't need protection from demons, because a demon won't protect you from another malevolent demon. They always work together. Now, I'd love to read your comments in the comment section below, guys. Just drop me your comments. I'll do my best to read them and to give you a response. And in the event you're looking to get more content of this nature, do follow us at High Altitude Ministries on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. We're not that active on Facebook, but you can also just subscribe there, because soon we'll be posting. Also, as I close the video, I think it's worth mentioning that if you have any testimony or story that's worth telling, do share it with us on 011-538-2900, and we'll either invite you to studio or we'll drive down to you and we can do the video session there, depending on if you're that close to where we're at. Bye-bye.